Have you ever been lost in a forest? It's a situation you wouldn't wish even for your worst enemy. Picture this, a forest, dark and damp, where the sky is as black as ink and the trees sway ominously in the breeze. Now imagine two friends, Amelia and myself, caught up in the thrill of adventure, venturing into this gloomy forest where the sun struggles to break through the dense canopy. Our laughter and chatter echo through the silent woods as we plunge deeper into the forest, oblivious to the path we leave behind. The adventure was intoxicating, our hearts pounding with excitement as we explored. But then, a chilling realization. We had no idea where we were. Our laughter fades, replaced by a mounting sense of dread. The forest, once a playground, now a labyrinth. The trees, once our shelter, now our prison. We were lost, no idea where we were. Our adventure had suddenly turned into a nightmare. In the middle of nowhere, we spotted a house that seemed disturbing and haunted. It loomed large in front of us, a monolith of mystery, shrouded in the gloom of the forest. Our hearts pounded in our chests as we approached it, the air growing colder with each step. The house was a shadowy silhouette, a relic from a forgotten time, untouched by the sun's rays. It was as if the forest itself held its breath, the trees whispering warnings in our ears. The house was grubby, with hoary furniture and a staircase that seemed like it would collapse at any minute. The smell of damp earth and decay filled our noses, a grim reminder of the house's long and lonely past. Despite our apprehensions, we decided to step inside, each creak of the floorboards echoing our growing fear. Our decision was not born out of bravery, but out of exhaustion and desperation. We needed a place to rest, our energy drained by our aimless wandering in the forest. We laid on an old-fashioned, dusty bed, the springs groaning in protest under our weight. The house was eerily quiet at first, the only sound the steady rhythm of our breathing. But then, out of nowhere came noises. Creepy, eerie noises that seemed to seep out from the very walls of the house. A soft, ghostly whisper, the distant echo of a child's laughter, the mournful howl of a wolf in the distance, all blending into a symphony of fear. And then, bang! The door slammed shut with a force that rattled the house. The roof started to collapse, the windows shattering into a million pieces of glass that rained down on the floor. A chill ran down our spines. We were trapped in the haunted house, alone, stranded in the middle of the forest. The realization was a cold slap in the face. We were not just visitors in this house. We were its prisoners, its newest occupants in a long line of forgotten souls. We had to escape. We had to get out of that haunted house. The shattered window was our only chance. We maneuvered through the jagged shards, each movement a dance with danger. The chilly breeze from outside was a harsh reminder of the looming forest, but also a whisper of freedom. We took our chances, inching through the remains of the once intact window. Every creak of the old house sent shivers down our spines. Our hearts pounded like a drum in a silent night, echoing our fear, but also our determination. After what felt like an eternity, we finally made it. We were outside, back in the embrace of the forest. The haunted house, with its collapsing roof and shattered windows, was now a chilling memory. The forest, though still a puzzle, was a familiar maze. It was dark and eerie, but it was not the haunted house. We were back in the murky forest, but at least we were out of that haunted house. Exhausted, we had almost given up hope, when suddenly, I saw something. A faint glimmer in the distance, a path illuminated by the softest glow. It was a path of light, cutting through the darkness, creating a corridor of hope in the sea of shadows. It was as if the forest itself was guiding us, showing us the way to safety. Intrigued and hopeful, I decided to follow it. With every step, the light grew stronger, more comforting. It was as if we had found a hidden passage, a secret route that led us out of the dense, haunting forest. Before we knew it, the towering trees started to thin out, the darkness began to fade, and the path of light led us to a familiar sight. We found ourselves on a street, the forest behind us, safety ahead. Today, I think we had a miracle. We were out of the forest, safe and ready to tell our adventure tale.